Hello again, and welcome to episode 2 of Witchy Kitty Talks. Today, we're going to be talking about altars. Now, everyone likes their altar set up a little bit differently, but there's a few things every altar has. First and foremost, we'll be talking about your base. What do you want to set your altar up on? Many people like to set their altars up in nature. So if you have a backyard or a garden or a private wooded area, you can do this. I do not recommend you setting up an altar in your local park or public woods. I like to sit on my yoga pillow in front of my altar, so I find a simple TV riser works best for me. So the first thing you're going to do with your altar is smudge it, light a little sage incense, waft the smoke over the area so it'll be cleansed. Everything that goes on your altar should be either smudged or packed in kosher salt or natural sea salt overnight. The next thing you're going to want is your altar cloth. Now, there are a lot of cloths that you can buy that come with symbols on it, like a pentacle, a threefold moon, or the tree of life. But all you really need for your altar cloth is a blessed cloth to cover your altar. You want to face your altar due east or due north, depending on where you feel the direction of power is. Mine is set up facing east. So the next part I'm going to dedicate to the people who want to celebrate the god of the sun and the goddess of the moon on their altars. You're going to have 2 candles, pillar candles, one for the god, that's usually red, yellow, or gold, one for the goddess, and that is usually silver, white, or green. You may also have idol figures of the god and the goddess to set next to those, or pictures that you might want to hang above them. Now, if you want to set your altar up to a patron god or goddess like Hecate or Odin, you might want to set up some symbolism for them on your altar. Say for Hecate, you would have a threefold goddess idol, maiden, mother, and crone, or Hecate's wheel, or keys and a black candle. For Odin, raven feathers, symbols of Yggdrasil, the tree that Odin hung from to gain omniscience. But all altars have candles, and it's up to you what kind and where to put them. The next thing you'll need is a censer. It can be for stick incense like this one, or conical incense like this one. This one can also be used for homemade incense made with charcoal bricks, where you pile the herbs in the center of the brick and then light the side of the brick. All altars should have an athame. This is a ceremonial blade used for directing energy. It should not be used to cut, slice, or carve anything. For that, you have your boline. Another option for directing energy is the wand. It's a little more subtle, and you can either buy a wand or make a wand, but I recommend making one. Next, you'll want a chalice to share libations with the gods on high holidays and during prayers. And a plate if you care to offer cakes as well. Most importantly, you'll need a pentacle tile. Most people place that front and center on their altar. And you might want to add a small bowl of earth and a small bowl or cauldron of water. And a bell. The censer represents fire, the bell is air, and with the water and earth, these represent the 4 elements. Many people like to have a mirror set up near their altar. It's believed in many traditions to be a portal between worlds and a place where you can draw your power from. If you're a sea witch, someone who works with water and ocean-based spells and medicines, you might want to put some shells, seaweed, sand, or beach glass on your altar. If you're a green witch, you might like some live plants. Crystals are very helpful for your altar. A selenite tower is a really good way to boost the power of each spell. Most of all, it's important to have your altar be set up for what feels right to you. All that matters is that you feel comfortable in connecting with the universe. Other things you might like to have within reach of the altar, if not on it, are a mortar and pestle, a cauldron, alternate altar cloths for sabbats, your preferred divination tools. It's my tarot right there. Your herbs and your incense and a smudging kit. And of course, your grimoire. Speaking of grimoires, that's what I'll be talking about next week. See you then.